Hello, Gregory. We just tried to give Fido his medicine to. Well, it's not medicine. His cleaning liquid, and he attacked my mom. That's not good.
Not 100%.
He destroyed her watch as well. Yeah, the bitter hand. And he like attacked her for real, you know? With barking and growling. One moment. Hmm. We might not be able to get all the characters. Hmm. Okay. Uh, let's see. Uh, Uh-oh. Mm. Let me see. Oh no. No, wait. Maybe it's not too late. Mm. I think it's too late. No way. No, they have not fixed this. Hey, you old fart. Wait, is everybody still in the chat? Is anybody still in the chat? I might be too late. The two of us seems like we're a group of three. That's right, Taiho. How about the three of us stay up all night drinking? Geez, read the room already, Yamku. Taiho has a weakness for the pretty ladies. Better stick around and keep him safe. Say, Hicks, isn't the moon beautiful tonight?
Did you say something, Dengar? Anyway, this fish is delicious. You should try some.
Seriously, why are you always like this? What's the matter? Why are you so upset? I'm not upset. Sir Flick, what are you doing out here? You look such a cold. Oh, nothing, just thinking about Lady Odessa. We have an early morning tomorrow. Better get back to bed. If you can sleep, I have a fine bottle of wine that'll do the job nicely. I appreciate it, Sunshine. What do you think? Can we win tomorrow's battle? We can, but many young lives will be lost. It pains me to think of it. Indeed, we old ones are ready for what's to come, but it hurts to watch the young just die before their time. The young ones. Old people. Knock knock, Lucy Park. Did I wake you? I'm relieved to see I can sleep before tomorrow's big battle. The mark of a true leader. Something I want to give you, Lucy Park. Take it. This was Gremio's axe. I brought it back with me from Sonia Plaisant. I've kept it hidden until now, so I thought it would only cause you more pain, but since I may also lose my life tomorrow, I thought I'd give it to you tonight. Lucifer, tomorrow will be a big battle. Many lives will be lost, but you must continue forward. I have a bad feeling, okay? I might not be able to... Oh no. I have a bad feeling. Please, please. Wait, no. Maybe. I still have a chance, maybe. Hold on. What do you think? Do you think I still have a chance? What do you think? Greater, do I still have a chance? Greater range, do I still have a chance? Greater range, do I still have a chance? Maybe, you don't know? Why do you like this, Gregory? Wait, where is Sleep? Where's Victor? I don't see Victor. No. Well, you don't see that every day. Hello. Can you still revive Cremio after the floating threat battle? Okay, I still have a chance, okay? You lied to me, Greater Rain, but it's okay. Are you still at your mom's? Yes. One moment. Why did you lie to me, Greater Rain? Tell me, please. Ha, say you're pretty cute. What insolence! Yours shall be the first head to fly. Oh, this is my dad's girlfriend, by the way. This character is my girl's girlfriend. My dad's girlfriend. Daddy's girlfriend. Ah, Sonia's magique. Okay. Bow. Keepers of the forest. Time to show you what an elf can do with bow. With bow. The fiery spirit of youth has returned to me. Oh. Leave it to me. The enemy is planning a charge attack. Good luck. The true wind rune, demonstrate your power. Allow me to handle this, my lord. The enemy is planning Sonia's charge. I guess magic again, right? Want me to see my magie? Behold the power of my dragon. The enemy will use, I couldn't find out. Listen to my plan. Here's the plan. Listen to my plan. Oh wow. That was a perfect battle in my... I don't think I've lost a single... Okay, I did now, bye. Congratulations, our forces were victorious. Alright, we did it. I am sorry, Tal. I mean, Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy. Daddy is right. I won. I won the victory for against Daddy. Daddy's girlfriend. How do you feel about the fact that I won a battle against my daddy's girlfriend? Are you proud of me? Somewhat? Nobody's impressed. Nobody's impressed with my achievements, you know? Alright, unload the oil barrels. Commander Lucifer will use the oil to burn down the fortress, but if we're to succeed, you must go shut the floodgate located at the far end. Once it's shut, we'll pour in the oil and then entire fortress ablaze. Yes, I've already sent Kazumi. Commander Lucifer. Lucifer, let's just go on the road. Boom. Lucifer. Kai. Where's Kai? Let's see if I can do this. Simon Pierre Dubé. Oh wow, look at the flag. Oh no. I have a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling. How is everybody doing? Today I'm drinking water. Are you not proud of me? Oh, recruit. Okay, I recruited this guy. Oh. Yeah. Crazy day, Taraponas has been there. I'm gonna drink some water. Oh. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's the end times now that I'm drinking water. You know, the situation is pretty bad in the world once Lucy has left, started drinking water. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to tell you? Do you understand my feelings? Nobody wants to engage in chatter with me today. At last, we must land the Liberation Army, Sanchez. Yes, Master. Ready, charge. My name is Maximilian. I am a former commander of the now disbanded Knights of Maximilian. As my final request, I wish to aid the Liberation Army. You were engaged once? Wait, what happened to your engagement? Oh. What happened to your engagement? What happened? Perhaps this old man. Why did you break up your engagement? Did you not like the person anymore? I'm actually missing a lot of characters. Oh. I understand. I understand that dilemma. Whoa. My, how the liberation army is zero. Tell Matthew I'm impressed. Tell Matthew I'm impressed. I will tell Matthew. I will tell Matthew you're impressed, okay? I will tell Matthew. Hey, can I tell Matthew that Dad is impressed? Can I tell Matthew, please, that is impressed? Get on the bow. So I can tell Matthew that his dad is impressed. Matthew, your dad is impressed. Matthew. Hey, Matthew. Shazarazade. Matthew, above your dad. Oh. Well, never mind then. Never mind, Matthew. You don't care about your dad, I guess. Why doesn't Matthew care about his father? Why does Matthew hate his dad? Does anybody know? Do you know why Matthew hates his dad? I don't know. You shouldn't hate your dad, you know? It's bad to hate your dad. I think. Maybe. To a degree. You know? You know what I mean? Alright. Kaoshi. Master's Garb. Oh wait. Master's Garb. Ooh. Lucifer. Can I equip this? I can! Look at this. Are you impressed with my powers? Why isn't everybody or anybody impressed with my powers? Even Greater Ring is not impressed with my powers. Simon Pierre, are you impressed with my powers? Wow, I cannot move. Sure? Why sure? Instead of course I am impressed by my powers. Who voted yes? Bang. Trump said something crazy. Although that's not saying much, but I think he said something extra crazy lately. Well. Look, we're fighting a giant shell. We're fighting a giant oyster. Final judgment upon you. Mother Ocean. I'm using the Death Rune on a giant oyster. The giant oyster enemy is actually quite strong. Hold on. Why is this oyster so strong? Explain this to me. Greater Ring, why is this oyster so strong? Can you please elaborate? An explanation? Greater Ring, why is this oyster so strong? Look at this. Uh-huh. I win. I win. That's why the game slowed down. Oh, never mind. I'm sure this is the last round. Why is this oyster so tough? God damn. Alright. That was the toughest oyster ever. 100,000 poch? We're going gambling after this. I'll go shut the floodgate. You wait here, Lucy Pirate. You're strong. Okay, we're good to go. We're so strong. What? Oh my god. Hello, Estelle. That's right. Your favorite game. I'm playing your favorite game, Estelle. Suikoden. You know? I know you love Suikoden. Just like you love... Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say that. But... You know. Yes it is. Yes it is. Wait, Lucy Part. There's... a duel. Something I must ask you. Lucy Part. Hey, you're that Imperial General. No, I'm not gonna say. Hey, I am the last. Yes, I am the last of the 5 General. Answer me this, Lucifer. Why did you betray the Empire? Why did you betray Daddy? Your own daddy? Your insider rebellion brought on war and sacrificed countless lives. Is this what you call justice? You got it all wrong. What? Why has the fire already been lit? It's too early. An all-consuming fire. Is that your answer? Is that what you want? You have General Tell's blood on your hands, and now you will pay for it with your life. Prepare to die. Hey Lucy, I watched your interview with Helen. Do you have more interviews you are editing? Yes. This is a brand new channel. Oh, have you subscribed? Of course. This is going to be the channel for the interviews and for documentaries. Oh, you destroyed your computer? That happens, unfortunately. Yeah, it has a pretty good amount of views. Also watch the shorts. The shorts actually have bits of the interview that are not in the full thing. I'm very happy to announce that my newest short got 1,200 views. You know? Wh- 1,200 views on that short. Isn't that cool? So yes, there's gonna be a lot of... I'm hoping for that channel to grow. There's gonna be a lot of interviews on that channel. This is just the first one. You know? How did you like it, Maho? How did you like the interview? Moho, what were your impressions? I am actually kind of happy that I finally started uploading stuff that I did in Ukraine, you know? Isn't that nice? Isn't that good? Isn't that good, Estelle? Estelle, did you watch the interview? Estelle. Estelle. A bit? Why didn't you watch the whole thing? What's wrong with it? A bit? I cannot believe... Ooh, we won. Showdown in Shazarazade. We won the showdown in Shazarazade. Guess I never stood a chance. After all, you did defeat Daddy. But I will not let you defile my body. I belong to the Empire, to the Emperor, and to Daddy. Stop, what are you doing? I'd never let a pretty lady like you burn to a crisp. Besides, I can see you got your reasons for what you did. Lucifer, we're taking the Lady General with us. Sir Matthew! Hang in there, Sir Matthew! Sir Matthew! What the hell happened here? Are you alright? Sanchez, you bastard, why did you stab Sir Matthew? Why did you set fire to the owl before receiving orders? It was good? Thank you, Moho. See, Moho appreciates the interview, unlike Estelle. I'm sorry, Sir Flick, I have been deceiving all of you this from the start. What? I have faithfully served His Majesty the Emperor since the War of Succession 7 years ago. Then it was you were the spy. That's right, during the days of the War of Succession, the Emperor was a wonderful man. And I, like everyone else, swore allegiance to him. So you were behind the attack on the hideout when Odessa. Are you to blame for Odessa's death? My actions led to her death, I won't deny it. It has continued to weigh heavily on me. Being around you people, I began to question myself. What was just? What was the right thing for me to do? Well, you still stabbed Matthew. In the end, I choose to remain loyal to the Emperor. It's difficult to change one's way of life at my age. I'm sorry about Lady Odessa. Don't you dare speak her name. You've lost that privilege, you filth. You're right. I'll never forgive you. I swear on my sword, Odessa, that I'll take your head. I understand. I have no regrets. Just remember this. I've come to care for all of you. Sir Flick, you're still inexperienced, but the honesty that stems that is something I've coveted. And I'm sure it's something that Lady Odessa loved about you. Sanchez, prepare to die. Wait, please. Sir Matthew, are you alright? If we kill Sanchez now, and the men discover he was a spy, it will affect the morale of the entire Liberation Army. We can deal with him later. Right now, we must marshal our forces and march on Gregminster. Don't be ridiculous. Matthew, you've grown heavily wounded. If you move about now, you'll die. Everything has its time and place, and right now is the time to fight. If we miss this opportunity, we'll never defeat the Empire. Commander Lucifer, you must decide. In any case, we should return to the castle. Yay! Sir Matthew got stabbed. Isn't it sad that Sir Matthew got stabbed? I have a question for all of you. Are you sad about Sir Matthew getting stabbed? Hello? Cool. Commander Lucifer, Shazdarazade has fallen. Our way to the capital is now clear. It is time to gather our forces and attack Dragminster. Commander Lucifer, please give me the order to march forward. As a physician, let me make this clear. I will not allow Sir Matthew to go into battle. But I must go. I can't just abandon my duty. I swore to my sister Odessa. Let's then see what happens. Commander Lucifer, do you know what must be done? Why do you hesitate? Thank you. Well, I messed up. Okay, I messed up. We're gonna finish Suikoden for now because I messed up in a big way and I don't know how to tell you, but I messed up. So, I'm gonna have to do some things off stream in order to offset the fact that I messed up. So we're gonna have to do the news now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I have failed you. You know? I have failed you hard. But you're used to that by now. What do I do? You know, it's all good. I've headed up to here with this. Wait, with what? President Sunday is frustrated with life, and I'm here for it. Let's see. Who the hell is this? Who is this President Sunday? What happened to your haircut? Wait, Destiny?
It's like
Why
the
is it?
same hair, the same, except
Except
not
no.
like, you know how in the Infinite IKEA they're like those IKEA work. It's like
Who is
Bizarro.
this? Thank you, Askael, for the $5. Thank you so much. You're helping me to live and to get back on HRT and to go to Ukraine and to, you know. Thank you, thank you. I will never forget this gratitude of honor. Who is this? Who is this?
It's like Bizarro horrible me. I hate it.
What?
It's like the same hair, the same, except not.
Except nothing. What do you mean? You have totally different hair.
Like, you know how in the Infinite IKEA they're like those IKEA workers that have no facial features and they're just like solid, like yellow all the way through, like they're made of Play-Doh? It's like that. It's like you had a kid with an ego raptor. Yeah.
What happened to him?
Yeah. Quick announcements, just for format stuff. The reading club in the server, which is going to be a daily thing, basically constantly. Always reading, always theory. We're going insane. We're going into full culture war mode, basically. We're going through,
Oh my
actually,
God.
a bunch of people went in proactively and started ahead of me, which was cool. We're talking this, for the next 2 weeks, we are having a heavy focus on
Transphobia.
breaking down dualisms and understanding the breakdown of dualisms at a biological, gender level, etc., etc. From a biological perspective, we're looking at Susan Ayama's essays from Susan Ayama's Evolution's Eye. We're looking at Anne Foster Sterling's Sexing the Body, and we're looking at Judith Butler's Gender Trouble. That's going to be intensive over the next couple of weeks.
We're gonna have sex?
On Friday, which rumor has it is tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a Patreon stream. And that will be for all patrons. Thinking how I want to do this.
How do you want to do this, President Sunday? I want to do announcements as well. I will sooner or later emigrate the news to the new channel, okay? And we're gonna be doing the news on the new channel. And also keep excited about the new channel for Ukraine content, because as you can see, it's doing pretty well so far. And keep excited for the new interview that I will soon-ish upload. I'm working on it. Okay? Oh my God. I watched this yesterday, by the way. I watched the Pisco Chad Logic debate. It was crazy. Oh yeah, Trump threatens to use the Insurrection Act. Your theory is stupid? I should do theory. Who's Nick Shirley? Mizkiv? Trump says we shouldn't have elections. This is insane. That debate was wild. It broke Chad Logic's mind, basically, and he kept looping. I mean, I don't know. It just, that debate demonstrated to me that Chad Logic is just an idiot. I'm sorry to say, okay? Chad Logic is just a very stupid individual. I have no clue why he went into this thinking that he could debate law, of all things, that he could debate legality, but whatever. Chad Logic is not a very smart guy. Oh look, Asmongold is being transphobic again. Let's see. I thought he was supposed to be apolitical.
The Supreme Court is now debating on what a woman is. Listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you bring it up, why don't we start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I
What's wrong with the video?
We got to get rid of these people. We got to get rid of them. This is crazy. Like, this is you've got it. This has got to stop. This is so ridiculous, so insane, so stupid. What?
See? If you scream loudly into the microphone that something is insane, stupid, and we have to get rid of these people, then I don't know, that makes it true. The louder you scream, the more correct you are, I guess.
Is this? Take
wasn't
away our
sure
license?
where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so
It's so frustrating to watch because the doctor refused to give any good arguments despite there being so many. I don't know what's wrong with my YouTube right now. Like, the stream is supposed to be in good state. Supposed to be like the transmissions thing is supposed to be excellent, but still it's buffering like hell. See? Like, I have no clue what's happening.
The Supreme Court is now debating.
I don't know why this video is the buffering so much. Mojo
We got to
says,
get rid of these people.
is that really where he draws the line? Like, a decent fraction of women can get pregnant. True. That is true. It's crazy.
We got to get rid of them. This is
It's crazy.
so
It's ridiculous.
So insane.
Insane. I'm not gonna elaborate. It just is. It is what it is. And what it is insane. Okay, what's going on with this video? I don't know. It's just buffering hell. Frustrating. Dr. Verma.
I mean, I do take care of
Can I watch the video, please? Is YouTube having problems now?
patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people.
What is it? Is YouTube having problems now? I'm gonna Google it. Is YouTube having problems right now? Should be fine, I think. $144p. Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. There you go. No, I don't want to watch it on 144p. Come on.
With different identities, and so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were.
Also, why is the video working in slow motion? It's just like, yeah, there are men that can get pregnant, specifically trans men, pre-transition, for example, but she refuses to say that and she just jumps around the issues. Yeah.
We're going with that.
Well, the goal is just the
It's
truth.
very,
So can,
yeah, but Asmongold wouldn't care about that argument. Asmongold would not accept that argument. Like, to Asmongold saying that, yeah, trans men can get pregnant is just as stupid. Okay? He doesn't care.
men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there.
I love watching this unravel in real time. I do. There has been nothing better than watching these people totally unravel and unwind in real time. This is embarrassing.
Like, he doesn't care for that. To him, a trans man is just a woman.
It's the saddest thing ever. It is.
I'm not really sure what the goal of the question is.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics.
Right.
So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities.
This is crazy. This is insane.
This is actually a very simple answer. You know, a man is not a biological term. There you go. This has been beaten to death. This horse has been beaten to death in debates and what have you. Man is not a biological term. It's a gender term.
Insane. What is wrong with you? Back to the script? Yes.
But
Can men get pregnant?
There are many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics.
I don't know how anybody can watch this and not come to the conclusion that this woman is absolutely insane and should be she should have her license taken away from her. Like, if you think that men can get pregnant or you can't answer this simple biological reality, you should.
What does that mean, to answer a biological reality? Also, again, man is not a biological term. There's a reason why we have separate terms, man and male and woman and female. They're not synonyms.
Be disbarred, or like not disbarred, but like, you know, had your license totally taken away. Like, what are we doing with this? It's insane that this is even happening. Like, and this is the problem, is that I don't think that we are nearly aggressive enough with these people that are trying to take their weird ideology and turn it into an actual practice.
There you go. Asmongold, who does not know what he's talking about, spew his nonsensical gibberish because all that he defers to his common sense. He does not read anything because he thinks that reading anything would, I don't know, manipulate his mind. So he just depends on how he feels on a given subject. And there we have a person that just cannot articulate herself well when it comes to gender issues. Easy.
Like, you have to totally destroy these people. And you have to make an example out of them too. Because if you don't do that, they will totally unravel the world just so they can feel good or to fit in with their idea.
Unravel the world. What does that mean? I would like to know what this unraveling of the world would look like, because that is just empty fear-mongering. Just, again, this is just empty talk. Unravel the world? Really?
Ideology.
Accepting trans people will unravel the world.
You can't let this happen at all.
So,
The world will unravel once we accept trans people.
men get pregnant?
I
You're a
totally
doctor, I
agree.
think.
Science and evidence
doctor.
should guide medicine.
Science and
Do
evidence.
science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
What is a biological man? Again, man is not a biological term, so there's no such thing as a biological man.
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No,
This is no, you don't understand. No, this is all a political
Yeah, there's no such thing as a biological man because that man is not a biological term.
tool. Oh my God.
yes, no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects
Prayer and says, Lucy is the strongest person in the world. You should know that you can unravel the world with your trans powers. Yes, but I'm an exception because I'm the strongest person in the world, and not all trans people are the strongest people in the world, because there's only one strongest person in the world, and that is me. Moho says, doesn't bios mean life and biology mean the study of life? Yes, it does.
real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And
This is, thank you. Thank you. Do you remember what I've said before about experts? I've said this over and over and over again.
I love how Asmongold tries to cover for his lack of expertise on anything to just say that experts are worthless, you know? Why care about studying anything? Why care about knowing anything? Why care about just having any sort of expertise on anything when you can be Asmongold and only care about common sense and mock having any expertise? Yeah, of course.
These people are not experts. Stop referring to them as experts. They are absolutely not. Who's defending her? The people that put her up there to say this shit. Absolutely. If you think that this is the truth, a lot of these weird leftist people, they do this constantly. They can't define what a woman is, but they can define what sexism is against women instantly. How does that happen?
Yeah, it's easy to define what a woman is. Like it has been done again. This horse has been beaten to death as well.
telling us that you follow, right?
Never
You're a
listen to
doctor,
experts.
and you follow the
There again, never listen to experts. Oh, yeah, also the media is trying to control the world, okay? Remember those two things.
science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science,
Right.
can men get pregnant?
As
That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying.
There's no complexity. It's not complicated. It's just not.
to get, it's not complex.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get to
simple.
an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating.
Man. She's definitely
She's about to say that he's conflating gender and sex, okay? I hope she's about to say that he's conflating gender and sex.
in denial. It is. This is a doctor. And I want you guys to see how bad it is. See, these are the same people that are out there repeating these same lies over and over.
What are the lies?
You got to institutionalize these people. You got to do something about them.
Of course.
You can't let people out here going around, this is a doctor. Where are our standards? What the hell is going on?
Of course. Asmongold's gonna teach us about standards.
This is
Male
extraordinary.
female with
No, I'm not conflating male
There
and
you go.
female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And
She just said that he's conflating men with male and female with woman.
I want to know, can men get pregnant?
what you were talking about is
What you're talking? Oh, let's hear what this actually is.
Yeah, she just said it. You're conflating gender with sex. She just said it. I know Asmongold does not care about the distinction, but
Oh my God.
biological.
You're not gonna answer my question, it sounds like to me.
Biological males.
This isn't
She's afraid of being attacked by people out in public. I know. And you have to force these people into admitting it. And I think that really the more that you press them on this, the more this will fall apart and totally unravel.
it doesn't. She just explained it pretty well. You're conflating gender with sex.
This is what happens, is that these ideologies, there's a reason why the entire internet needed to be censored in order to make
It did not need to be censored. The entire internet was not censored. What a ridiculous thing to say. Yeah, the entire internet was censored. Of course.
these ideologies able to exist. It's because the moment that even the slightest amount of logic and rationality is applied to them, they
What's the logic then? What's the logic, Asmongold? Logic and rationale don't make me laugh.
totally fall apart. They collapse.
hard, doctor. Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
Again, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you.
It's so patronizing and
Yeah.
obnoxious and annoying.
Backseat experts, everyone thinks they know what's in textbooks. I just want to test your expertise as if they know.
Don't you just hate people like this? They're so annoying. I hate them.
That is not coming from
You are
a
indeed full of hate, Asmongold.
place of trying to be polarized and
It's polarizing to talk about whether men can get pregnant or not. I'm sorry, but if you get polarized by that, you need to be in a box. You need to be in a padded room.
push
I'm
people
not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask.
This is a
I think it is
reality.
extraordinary that we are here and
Yep.
hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men.
It also
We are here about
It
the
also-
safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the
That's insane. 11% is a crazy number.
FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality
That's
that
right.
biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference.
This is,
There's
remember
no
what
such thing as a biological man.
I said before about how these people have totally replaced religion with ideology? This is their new religion. This is the reason why they can't deny it or go back on it or say anything that is counter to it at
This is just stupid. I'm sorry.
all.
Asmongold
This
is
is
Asmongold is not inserting any commentary, not really inserting any arguments. He's just saying things. He's just saying that it is stupid and it's a religion, without justifying or he actually is. For all the talk of logic and rationale, he's applying neither to this.
a dogmatic cult religion.
Difference between biological men and biological women. I just,
That's how it is.
I don't know how we can take you seriously and your
Nobody
claims to
should
be
take this
a
person seriously.
person of science
Also, what dosage is he talking about? He doesn't care.
if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
I am a person of science, and I'm also someone here
No, you're not. No, you're not.
who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think
They're not. It's not complex at all.
Of course, you can always reduce something to simplicity. You can always deny any complexity or nuance to any topic if you're an idiot.
What do you mean it's complex? It's just, this is what they do. It's insane, man.
Insane.
She's a confused person. She is.
polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference.
Incube says they are mixing gender and sex again, aren't they? Yep.
Between men and women. And I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing. That is truth. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women.
That's another really big component he's talking about, is that if you can't define what a woman is, how can we define sexism against women? How can we define gender discrimination against women? How can we define any of these different things?
Yeah, we can define what a woman is. It's been done to death in all sorts of discussions, debates, and what have you.
All of our laws and all of our country is built around if we can't even identify what a woman is in the first place. You see what I'm saying? And this is what these people...
Yeah, we can. What do you mean?
...have a problem with, is they're not even able to engage with this even in the first degree of rationality. So yeah, whenever you make your ideology your identity, you perceive every criticism as a personal attack, and you will always defy logic just so you can feel in the right. True.
What's the logic? Like, I haven't been presented with any logic, so there's no logic to defy.
She just said why she's there. She doesn't want to lose patience in the money giving a logical answer. Well, again, I think that there needs to be some degree of accountability for people that are engaging with this stuff. Especially
when you're the biggest political commentator, allegedly. Well, not allegedly, he actually just factually is. So there should be some amount of accountability for saying that the media is trying to control the world and that medical experts should be institutionalized. Yeah, there should be some kind of accountability. I agree. I agree with this statement.
Especially if they're doctors. Because when you're a doctor, like, this is a license that's given to you by a medical board. If a medical board is giving out licenses to people that don't know what a woman is...
She never said that she did not know what a woman is. Oh, the definition of woman is not person that can get pregnant. Because there are many women that cannot get pregnant. This is stupid, of course.
Then at what point are they enabling malpractice?
This is also not how doctors make money. The hospital pays them whether they get 0 patients or like 100 on a day. Yeah, exactly.
Really?
And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science,
crazy?
To public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women.
Yep.
And
Lucy, what are your thoughts on the above? Greater ain't. I feel like there is such a thing as a biological male or female, though. Yeah, there is, but those are separate things. We probably need more words, though, if we're going to go by the chromosomal characterization. Yeah, there is such a thing as a biological male. There are male and female exist, but male and female are not synonyms to man and woman.
I think it's...
I don't think that Republicans are even remotely as aggressive against this stuff as they should be. Like, in my opinion...
And that's the whole issue. That's the crux of the whole discussion in this video.
I think that any of these different doctors that did any sort of intervention, like any sort of trans intervention on anybody under the age of 13, should be brought up on child mutilation or child endangerment charges. They should be totally, removed from the license. We should put...
Why? What's the rationale? What's the logic? Besides you feel that way. Is there any logic and rationale that's going to be, I don't know, demonstrated here by Asmongold besides I just feel that should be the cutoff point. I just feel this should be the case. I just feel this should be the way that it should be practiced. Like feels over reals, ironically enough, for all the talk of logic.
Put them in jail, do all of this retroactively, take these people, remove their licenses as well, and then just totally...
Yes, just break the most basic rule of law, that laws are not implemented retrospectively, you know? Laws are not implemented in retrospect. Let's just break that, okay? Let's just break that and let's implement a new law and let's just enforce it retrospectively. Yeah, that's great idea. Great idea, Asmongold. You're such a logical thinker, okay? Amazing, Asmongold.
Scorched earth these people, because the reality is that you can never reason with people that are brainwashed, and this is a really big mistake. 18, not 13. I think 13 is a point where everybody can agree. I think 14 to like 18, there's like some gray area, right? So like all I'm talking about are the easy wins. Okay, you want to say 18? I agree with you on 18, but the fact is that 13 and under is the easy win. And so anyway, not even close? Yeah, sure, right? Okay, fine, 18. I don't care. Why are we even arguing about this? Doesn't matter. My point is that...
Yeah, of course you don't care about trans people, so of course you don't care about what any of this should look like, of course. All right? Of course. Of course you don't. Why would you?
They need to be way more aggressive with these people, because you're never going to
Translation, we need more transphobia. We need more aggressive transphobia.
reason a person out of a position that they didn't reason themselves into. These people are...
Yeah, you don't just reason yourself into a position, okay? That's nonsense. Like you don't just go by gut intuition, what makes sense in a common sense way, and just reason yourself into something. That is actually brainwashing, okay? Reasoning yourself into something based on your intuition. You're not supposed to reason yourself into something. You're supposed to educate yourself on it.
Are afraid. So the only way that you can conquer that is to make them more afraid of you. And so the way that you do that is you introduce penalties, punishments, and accountability that is so brutal and so extreme.
Translation, you should persecute trans people more. And you should not just persecute trans people, you should also persecute people that take care of them. You should just, any sort of pro-trans movement, you should just persecute with a vengeance. Increase the bigotry, increase the transphobia, there you go.
That they're
make them afraid
to push this ideology on kids.
Yeah.
They're afraid to try to change science in a way that affirms mentally ill people's gender identity.
I have no idea what changing science is supposed to mean here.
And they're afraid to try to push this on the public. That's what you have to do. You have to be aggressive. You have to go completely all the way with them. And if you don't do that, what they do is they just kind of stay in their little box and they consolidate power more and more.
Projection, if I've ever seen one.
More and more, as much as they can. And then eventually they will exercise that same power against you.
Oh yeah, and they will unravel the world.
You have to shut them down. You totally shut them down, and you do it with literally no mercy, no recourse, no, like second guessing yourself. You totally destroy them.
Extraordinary.
I don't know why they don't do that.
You would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited
Completely
and rejected by the American people in this forum. And I'm glad we had this exchange, because it is exceptionally clarifying. It is also in many ways quite depressing. I see that my time has nearly expired. I just want to thank the other witnesses for being here. Thank you for protecting women and children. Thank you for your valiant efforts. Thank you for following the science. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this hearing.
Holy shit. What
Yeah, the science
is going on? And literal utter Karen annihilation. I know. What do you mean there's a gray area in 14, 18? I think that some people view people like teenagers.
Like, I hate it that such idiots are discussing trans issues, gender topics, and anything like that, because he just goes by common sense. He doesn't know what the science says on it. He just knows what his intuition says on it, and then his intuition is not representative of any type of science.
Older teenagers as having a degree of like ability to understand what they want more than like a 7-year-old, for example. But I don't think anybody under 18 needs to be having any sort of medical transgender interventionism. Like no puberty blockers, no surgery, no anything.
What is the point of having puberty blockers at 18 plus, Asmongold? Like, Asmongold is just an idiot. Again, why do I... Yeah, let's introduce puberty blockers after puberty. Great idea.
So
Amazing.
It's not like I don't agree with you. I'm just saying, like, for 13 and under.
Let's follow the science and introduce puberty blockers after puberty.
That's like that's the really crazy stuff. And so, yeah. And about then, your brain isn't developed till 25. Yeah, but you can join the army at 18. So I figure if you wanna go.
Oh my God, your brain isn't developed till at 25. That's just... Fuck me, man.
On get surgery or whatever. That's totally.
That myth is going to be here forever, isn't it? That the brain is not developed till 25.
Fine. But anyway, let me see if I can pull out the rest of these, because yes, there has been a massive crash out for this, and they're actually falling apart trying to justify why women aren't women. Oh, here we go again. Here's another one.
Miss Verma, can
No, it's not true. It's not true in the way that people think.
men get pregnant?
Dr. Verma,
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're
Dr.
all addressed.
Verma.
If it's up to me, not for long. Doctor.
No, the brain never stops developing, first of all, okay? There's no peak development, okay, of the brain. The idea that the brain stops developing at 25 is a myth. Brain development is a lifelong process, though key maturation, especially in the prefrontal cortex planning impulse control, continues into the early 30s, with major study pointing to around age 32 as a turning point for network efficiency before shifting to maintenance. The 25 figure comes from studies looking at brain scans up to that age, but it's not a hard cutoff, and brains remain neuroplastic with experience and learning throughout life. And there are like parts of your skull that only fuse in your 60s or something, though, that has absolutely zero impact on your brain. I mean, yeah, but the brain develops your whole life. The brain develops at 25 and bam, you're done. Your brain is now finished.
Can men get pregnant? As a doctor, give me your opinion. As a doctor, can men get pregnant?
Somebody's laughing.
I mean,
I'll move on to the next one. Is doctor.
No, you never let these people move on. You bury them. Absolutely bury them. What are you doing moving on?
No.
I know you're a lawyer, an AG, like I was an AG. Can men get pregnant?
No.
Miss Verma,
No. Obviously not. Obviously you can't get pregnant if you're a fucking, if you're a man. Duh. It's so obvious. Let me go and see if I can find the other comments about this, because there's been even more about this with the Supreme Court. It is insane. And yes, and they go after the kids because it makes them unstable to procreate. It's the only way they can keep their ideology alive.
What?
Well, again, like the only problem is that I think that a lot of these conservatives, and I don't even think it's a conservative thing. I think this is just a normal people thing. I think a lot of...
Yeah, you're not a normal person, Asmongold, so don't even try to guess how normal people think, okay?
These just straight up normal people are unwilling to be as aggressive and as hostile against this stuff as I think they need to be. And I think that's the big issue that we have now, is that basically there's no real accountability for these people.
The rat alarm guy tries to say what normal people are like.
So because they don't face any accountability, they just say and do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, exactly. People like you say whatever the hell they want because you have no accountability. You can say that a whole people should be genocided, and there'll be no accountability. You'll be banned for a few days, suspended. I'm sorry. You can say that a whole group of people can be just killed, genocided, done away with. You don't care, and where's the accountability?
So that's really the big problem. I
Like
think
that's the projection here.
that what happens. Let me see if I can pull up the rest of the comments about this too, because
Asmongold talking about the lack of accountability for saying whatever the hell you want.
the Supreme Court. I guess maybe trans, probably a better way to look at it. See if I can find the rest of that's why we're conservatives. I don't even think that I'm a conservative, if you want me to be honest. I don't think so at all.
What a joke. Yeah, you're progressive. You're a progressive, Asmongold.
Oh, I think this is just common sense reality.
I'm not a conservative. This is just common sense reality. Fuck me, man.
So yeah, and
As well. Why are you splitting up sports? Like, I'm pretty sure a woman could play basketball as well as a man if she practiced and he practiced. Like, what's the issue?
oh my god, where are these people? Like, how can you be this delusional? This is insane.
The Department of Justice will not sit by when women are discriminated against in sports.
I will echo Attorney General's comments about how brave these women are, these young women.
I thank you on behalf of course, myself, but I think...
Yeah, obviously, right? I mean, the West is falling. Well, I think that the reason why things are getting worse is because there's nobody that actually holds these people accountable.
Yeah, things are getting worse in the minds of bigoted grifters that want to make money from culture wars because they have no talent in life
And that's
to do anything else.
main issue of what happens.
That is the only thing that Asmongold has going for him. Playing video games, playing World of Warcraft, and once that starts to dry up, this culture war.
I'm Congressman Greg Steube from the great state of Florida.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I've been fighting this fight since 2019 when I filed an amendment to the Democrats' so-called Equality Act to protect women's sports.
Equality.
We then filed a standalone bill in 2020, and it took 3 years for it to pass the House floor. We filed it again this last year, and thanks to your advocacy, it passed the House with bipartisan support.
Yep.
Yet because of the ridiculous filibuster rule in the Senate, it dies in the Senate, which is why these cases are so important. SCOTUS has a chance to protect women because the Senate has failed them. During this entire fight, I have said that states need to exercise their 10th Amendment rights to protect women's sports, and thankfully...
Yeah, women's sports that nobody cared about until people became super transphobic, until transphobia became the main culture war thing.
7 states have exerted their rights and passed bills to protect women.
Thank God.
Title IX was created by Congress over 50 years ago, specifically to
Asmongold, the biggest protector of women.
create and protect women in sports.
Obviously.
Yet due to the left's
Of
perversion
course.
of what a woman is, it has been under constant attack.
Jesus.
Men do not belong in
Jesus.
women's sports because they are not women. They are men. The Supreme Court has the opportunity to...
I don't see how anybody can argue against this on any sort of foundation that makes sense at all. Really?
do what Congress
So there you go. Asmongold just believes that trans women are men. That's it.
There's no
failed to do
foundation for this
to
at
protect
all.
Women's sports.
It's crazy.
And the state's ability
Asmongold is just fundamentally transphobic. Which people have been arguing with me that he is not. But whatever.
to act where the federal government has failed. At a minimum,
So simple? Yeah.
I pray that
It's
the court
so
allows
obvious.
states to determine
Of
policy
course, reality and life. Life is so simple. Life is so obvious. Everything in life is so simple.
that protects women. But it is also time
Of course.
that the U.S. Supreme Court to rule there are only 2 genders and trans is not one of them.
Yeah,
God
obviously.
bless each and every one of you, and God bless the great United States of America.
Yeah, I can agree that trans is not a gender. Yes. People don't know what being trans is, even.
Thank God. Okay, finally, we're getting some degree of changes. Refer to men as trans girls, who are ignoring biological truth. What is this here? Conservative justice, Amy Brown Current. What is this?
You're just drawing the line based on biological sex and saying that trans girls can't be on the girls' team.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, pretty much.
In an age group that's prepubescent.
Yeah.
The record in this case does not support the notion that males lack an athletic advantage at 6 years old. That's about as early as the science goes from what's in the record. And even at that age, males have about a 5% athletic advantage over girls in most situations. Now,
you're just
It's just like, I mean, when would there ever be a situation where a 6-year-old was trans? Oh, I know. Whenever their parent, probably the mother, grooms them to be trans.
Citation needed. Citation needed. Okay? What does Asmongold think that being trans means? What does he think that it means? I don't even know if Asmongold knows what being trans is.
It's insane, man. Prepubescent boys are absolutely still stronger than girls. Yeah, I mean, obviously they are. I mean, it's not even a question.
Oh, obviously they are. It's not even a question.
But this is what happens. You argue the Supreme Court the definition for sex should not be used when ruling how to enforce Title IX. And this is the other big problem for what happens, is that this is the reason why I don't think anybody should accept the lie that, you know, gender and sex are two different things.
There you go. Asmongold here tells us that that saying that gender and sex are two different things is a lie. Based on what? What are you basing this statement on?
The reason why is because they intentionally redefine these terms in order for them to try to tell you what the difference is. And I think that
they're different terms. What do you mean?
Basically, they do that. They redefine terms, and then they build.
Are you saying that animals have gender? Are you saying that there's that my dog is a man, and that female dogs are women? Is that what Asmongold is trying to tell me here?
Cases around the redefinitions. That's what happens.
Here you go. Asmongold is just transphobic. Like, do I need any more? Am I looking at this out of context? Am I reading this statement out of context? Do I need some more, even bigger video than this? Because Asmongold is totally not transphobic. Blue is like a biologically a boyish color, I suppose. Yeah, it is. You know. Obviously, it's common sense that certain types of clothing are just biologically male and some types of clothing are biologically female. Of course, some colors are biologically male, some toys are biologically male. Of course, it's common sense. If you don't believe in common sense, then that's your problem. Okay, but you should. Okay? You should believe in the common sense. I don't know. I don't even know what to say to this. And people have been so aggressively arguing with me that Asmongold is absolutely not transphobic. What do you mean? You're just catching him out of context. He's totally foreign-born. At least there were some honest commenters that would just say, yeah, he is. Yes, he is transphobic. Yes, he is, and it's good. Vladimir, he did clean out his house recently, so maybe one day he will stop being transphobic. I wouldn't count on it. That is what puts money in his bank account, being transphobic. So I would not count on him not being transphobic in the near future. Okay? Like, that's not a thing that I have any hope for. All right, let's get back to the thing. Oh yeah. I don't know if you're ready for Polish news. Oh wow. Something that we knew all along. So Europe has sent troops to Greenland. Things are escalating, I suppose. Trump wants Greenland. Trump has stated over and over and over again that he is willing to torpedo NATO over Greenland. He needs it for security because apparently China and Russia are just waiting at the shores of Greenland to take it over, even though it's part of NATO, even though there are already American troops in Greenland. Takeover is imminent, and the only way to prevent it is for the United States of America to take over the entirety of Greenland from Denmark. It's the only way. There's no other course of option. Nothing can be done. It's about to be a total takeover by one of these countries, either China or Russia, because they're just eyeing that piece of land. And in response of that, because obviously this is insanity, obviously this would completely render NATO dead. I will say that it would completely kill NATO, in my opinion, if the United States moves on Greenland, because it's basically one NATO country invading a NATO country, which NATO has not been built for that, okay? If you have an alliance in which allies attack one another, then the alliance is gone. You don't have an alliance anymore. So in light of that, Europe has sent troops to Greenland in hopes for maybe, I don't know, deterring the United States of America from their crazy, insane plan of invading Greenland. And the United States says European troops sent to Greenland will not change Trump's plan. It'll not. Trump's gonna be like, yeah, okay, I'm going in anyway. Try to stop us. Try to do anything. Try to do something. We'll see what happens. We're the United States. We're the strongest military in the world. What are you gonna do against us? Look at Venezuela. Look at what happened there. We did what we wanted there. We did a super cool operation in Venezuela. And we're gonna do one in Cuba soon. In Colombia. We're gonna go to Iran maybe if we choose so. Although Trump, being the pussy that he is, has backed down on Iran apparently, because he has announced that the killing has stopped in Iran, which is completely not true, but you know, whatever. The killing has apparently stopped in Iran. So the plan to go into Iran is on hold for now. Now the main priority is, once again, Greenland. The White House warned on Thursday that sending European troops to Greenland would not affect President Donald Trump's thinking about the territory. Again, translation. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you think, if we decide to go in anyway? You're gonna try to stop us? You're gonna try to fight us? What are you gonna do? Europe is already terrified of fighting Russia. Let me remind you. Europe is terrified by the prospect of fighting Russia, which is much, much, much weaker than the United States. Let's be honest about that. Russia currently is a much weaker country than the United States. And Europe is scared of sending any troops to engage Russian troops in combat. And what, is Europe gonna actually try to fight America? I don't think so. Trump has said Greenland should belong to the United States and has not ruled out taking it by force. I don't think troops in Europe impact the president's decision-making process, nor does it impact his goal of the acquisition of Greenland at all. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt told at a briefing. Yeah, You just, okay, you can send your little troops, but what? You're gonna attack American troops? Gonna do it? Her comments came after European countries sent small numbers of military personnel to Greenland on Thursday. Denmark said it was pressing on with plans for a larger and more permanent NATO presence to secure the island. The United States is going to say that it's not enough, that it's weak. If Europe's going to try to use the argument of, look, the United States is saying that security of Greenland is weak, that China and Russia can move in on Greenland, then we're going to bolster the security of Greenland by sending troops there. Trump can just say, okay, this security is worth nothing. European troops are weak. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the force to stop China or Russia. We have to move in anyway. We have to take over Greenland anyway. At which point, what is Europe exactly going to do? Is Europe going to try to stop Trump? No. My answer is absolutely not. Of course they're not gonna. Not in a million years. The modest European deployments meant to help Denmark prepare military exercises sent a strong message of support a day after a meeting of officials from the US, Denmark, and Greenland failed to reach any breakthrough on the impasse. Because of course, why would it? Trump's mind is set. Why would it reach anything? After that meeting, Trump repeated his assertion that Denmark could not be relied upon to protect Greenland. Denmark could not be relied upon to protect Greenland. It's autonomous territory if Russia or China even ever wanted to occupy it. Because, I've got a question, and I think it's a pretty good question. If Trump is implying that NATO is such a crappy deterrent, that being part of NATO would not deter Russia or China from taking over Greenland, then first of all, what is the point of NATO? And second of all, why is Trump so adamant about not allowing Ukraine into NATO? If NATO is not a deterrent at all for Russia to invade a country, then what does it matter if Ukraine is in NATO or not? In that case, Ukraine should be accepted into NATO because it doesn't matter, right? Greenland is in NATO. Greenland is in NATO, and what? Trump seems to think that China and Russia will not hesitate to occupy it, to just attack it and occupy it. So, what is the harm of Ukraine being in NATO again? Some food for thought. Trump says that strategically located and mineral-rich island is vital to U.S. security. More like we're gonna make some money on those minerals. We're gonna make some money on those rich deposits. And has not ruled out the use of force to take it. Greenland and Denmark say it is not for sale and that threats of force are reckless. Trump doesn't care about reckless. Denmark's defense minister, Troels Lund Poulsen, told journalists in Copenhagen on Thursday that he did not have a final figure for the envisaged expanded NATO presence in Greenland. Well, of course, what would that accomplish even against the United States? I'm going to be honest. But it is clear that we now will be able to plan for a larger and more permanent presence throughout 2026. And that is crucial to show that security in the Arctic is not only for the Kingdom of Denmark, it is for all of NATO. It doesn't matter. It's just an excuse. The only thing that this demonstrates that Trump does not care about the security thing. He does not. He just wants Greenland, and that's it. He does not care if it's secure from Russia or China at all. He does not. Prominent EU countries have backed Denmark warning that a US military seizure of Greenland could spell the end of NATO. Yeah, Trump has already said that he does not care about that. Germany, France, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and the Netherlands have said that they are sending military staff to the island to begin preparations for larger drills later this year, which is not a deterrence against the United States in the slightest. Russia said on Thursday that talk of Moscow and Beijing being a threat to Greenland was a myth designed to whip up hysteria, and warned of the dangers of escalating confrontation in the region. I mean, of course it is. Russia is not trying to take over Greenland, let's be honest about that. Still, any attempt to ignore Russia's interest in the Arctic would not go unanswered, a foreign ministry spokeswoman later said. There is currently little evidence that a large number of Chinese and Russian ships sail near Greenland's coasts. Yeah, because this whole thing is made up. It's just, of course, it's all made up. There's no evidence of Russia or China wanting to take over Greenland because it's part of NATO. And if anything, Russia has demonstrated that it treats NATO deterrence very seriously. So it's just Trump wanting more land, more resources. That's it. So he definitely will not care about Europe sending troops to Greenland. He'll just say, okay, cool, you have your troops here. Just try to do anything against us. Try it. Might makes right. The new world that we live in, the new world order, in which the United States thinks that it can do whatever it wants. And there's not a force in the world that can stop them. That's the reality of the situation. And until further notice, I guess that is the reality that we need to get accustomed to. Whatever it ends up leading to. That is the reality of our current world. There you go. We've done a segment on Greenland. How do we feel? Do we feel like feeling good? Yeah? Feel like shit? Inku, why do you feel like shit? Disgusted, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. That was a goal. That was a goal. I mean, what can I say? We're living in an increasingly disgusting world. What can I say? Okay? You should, Estelle, if you did not want this, you should not have voted Trump, okay? You should not have voted for Trump. Okay? You should have voted you should have voted for Kamala Harris, like I told you to. But no, you were like, make America great again or something. Well, it's okay. I cannot take responsibility for that. I'm sorry. Zoe, okay? You should have, could have, would have, you know? Should have, could have, would have, and all that stuff. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I voted for Elon. Even worse, okay? That's even worse. Get that out of your mouth. You mean the microphone? Do you mean the microphone? Represent Sunday is still live? Remember, Estelle, get me a raid after this.
If femboy philosophy isn't a thing yet, it will be. I think femboy philosophy would probably do a bit better.
Femboy.
That whole cultural sphere is a bit more of an edge to it.
Femboy philosophy.
Unfortunately, they usually end up being right wing, but you know, it is what it is. It's not my fault that the right wing likes Catboys so much.
Oh my god. Oh, that is it. Oh, look! I've been recommended my video on my own channel. The Girl from Bakhmut, a Lucy Haze Films production. 259 views. Let's go. Is the new channel going well, or is the new channel going well? Look at this. 259 views from 7 days ago. Cool? Isn't that cool? Isn't that a silver lining? No congratulations from me? No fanfares? Oh, I'm gonna link the channel here, by the way. Copy. We have now 27 subscribers on the new channel, actually. I think that's pretty cool. Isn't that cool? How would you rate the interview you uploaded compared to the other ones you have? I wanted it to be like a starter interview, like a simple one, because it's in English, so it requires the least amount of work. 6 or 7, there are better interviews that I've got. Recent Vlad's explanation was basically a Lucy's explanation. Trump wants Greenland because of Trump wants Greenland. There's no strategy, of course. You know? Like, of course. Let's watch it.
Why do you support Donald Trump?
Because there is no strategy. We have not seen peak yet, no. It's like... I don't know. I'm working on a bigger documentary as well.
Hello, very beautiful community. Let me now know if you can see and hear.
I wish I had this person's numbers, by the way, okay? I feel like it's a very big compliment, okay? When I hear that they use the same argumentation as me. It just makes me sad that I don't have... Yeah, I know that guy as well. A big content creator.
Me. And then we will proceed to have a little bit of a chat. I am additionally sick at the moment, so I'm going to do my very best to make my brain work enough to give you value, but I can't.
Also, please remember to go to the new channel. Leave as many comments as you can. Let's give the new channel some engagements, okay? So that it can grow like a flower.
Promise to succeed. I can only promise to try. Now, it's a yes on audio because we fixed our old problem. So don't worry, it's not recurring. This was something else that was easily fixable. But we've replaced our computer and our microphone. And
I wish I could replace my computer.
We have another software option, but this is actually just YouTube software still that I'm using now. And we should be all right for sound and picture. So I was partying in bed and I thought, you know what, the next main channel video should be on the strategic threat that the United States poses to the West. It's, in a sense, a threat from within, not just because the United States is a central part of the West, but because the threat that the United States poses to Europe is itself a threat from within. Because the United States is so complexly immersed in European military and political and economic systems that it's really an attack from inside one's house if the United States attacks Europe.
Yeah.
It's an attack from without if it's an attack by Russia or China, but something like a US annexation of Greenland would be in many ways an attack from within. And this creates a really difficult
But Trump does not really see Europe as an ally. Trump wants Europe to be basically dismembered, divided, scattered into many small individual nation states that can be easily controlled. That's what he wants. He does not want a unified European bloc that he has to deal with. That is the last thing that he wants.
Action problem for Europe in a couple of ways. First, that Europe is not just incapable of defending itself without the United States, it's actually incapable of functioning without the United States as things stand. And so autonomy is
and also it definitely Europe is definitely not capable, in my opinion, of defending itself against the United States.
Can be incrementally gained over time and not immediately. So that's the first problem. You've got somebody in your house you want to decouple from, but you can't just kick them out, because if you kick them out, everything is going to break down. The cooking, the cleaning, the maintenance, it's all going to go down. So you've got to kick them out, but you can't kick them out yet. Now, the other part of this problem of the theory of action is that the very politics that is the only plausible candidate for acting strategically to defend Europe in a serious way against a possible US threat. The only kind of politics that can do that is technocratic centrist politics, because it's the only politics that's currently a competitor to the authoritarian populism. But the problem is that the technocratic centrism
We're not going to watch the entire hour. I'm sorry, Vladimir.
Is itself a cause
it's a long video
of the authoritarian populism, of which Trump is an example. And so you're really trying to solve a problem by leveraging against it the cause of the problem. And it's not an accident that you are seeing and you are going to see enormous tardiness and incapacity on the European part, because the natural response for technocratic centrist politics, which is very defensive politics, is to pretend that a problem, if it's a problem that you can't easily solve, doesn't exist or will go away, to pretend that Trump is an aberration. So we're in a very difficult situation. And Trump seems to be suffering from accelerated impulsiveness in 2026. Whether this is to do with Epstein, whether it's to do with Christmas boredom, whether it's to do with...
Okay, Christmas is far past, okay? It's far past Christmas. It's not Christmas boredom.
Poll numbers, whether it's to do with the soonishly upcoming midterms with poor prospects for Trump. But Trump seems to be accelerating in action, accelerating in activity. And it's really activity that's primarily happening in his head. and to contain it, he
True.
needs to sort of spit it out into the world. And as he spits it out into the world, it can affect all of us. So that's a little bit of the predicament that we're in. And we're in a kind of intuitive trap here, because for all of the ghastliness of the notion that Trump could annex Greenland, the natural default for us is to say, well, hey, come on. Russia and China are our foes, and the United States is our ally. And if our ally is trying to annex Greenland, that's because things have just gone temporarily wrong and everybody's having a bad day. But that can't really be sustained reality, because after all, we are NATO, and that's not how things happen.
Yes, it can, and NATO can just die if Trump just decides to kill it.
So it's very difficult for us to sort of get our head around this.
No, it's not. It actually really is not. It actually really is a very simple thing to get my mind around. If the United States decides to go rogue under Trump and to throw NATO, to destroy NATO, it'll do it, and it'll happen. I'm sorry. Like long-established alliances, long-established political blocs have fallen before. They will continue falling again. It's not something that I cannot imagine happening. It might as well, very well happen, especially since Trump has all but indicated that he is very much prepared to destroy NATO in the name of getting his Greenland.
Because it means admitting something that is very tricky to admit, and that's that
No, it's really not. It really isn't. It really isn't that tricky to admit.
Let somebody into your house, or as Rory Stewart said a couple of days ago, you've let somebody into your biological system, a kind of virus you can't get rid of. Now that can sound a little bit unlovely, given that rhetoric always risks being misunderstood, and we don't want to revert to various kinds of unlovely exclusionary rhetoric, particularly understanding that an ally of Europe here is half, if not a majority, of the US population for now, right? So Trump...
Sure, but let's not... States are not friends, okay? Allies are not forever. It is a very delicate balancing game of politics. It's not hard for me to imagine that a lunatic like Trump could just jeopardize everything. No, not really.
Does not represent Americans. All Americans are responsible for Trump, including those who oppose him, and indeed especially those who oppose him. But Trump does not represent the United States, and indeed Trump does not even represent anybody in his own administration, because the central driver for Trump is his own compulsive impulsiveness. And what's very...
Well, there are people that say that he's actually a little bit controlled by his cabinet. For example, Marco Rubio, but let's not get into that now.
Unfortunate about Trump that he's both impulsive and compulsive. He's both, I've got to do A, I've got to do B, I've got to do C, as well as I've got to do A, 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 blah, blah, blah. So he's somebody who is set on things in a way that can't be easily shifted, as well as somebody who jumps from thing to thing. He does both. And that's unfortunate and very difficult to deal with. And of course, a brain like Trump's deteriorates with age.
Everybody's brain deteriorates with age. Okay, I know what this person's saying. It's pretty cool, but now we have to move on to something else. How do we feel about the state of affairs in the world, huh? Do we feel good? We feeling good? Ooh, Donald Tusk is defending Ukraine. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm feeling a bit tired. More politics versus Black Mesa. FPS goodness.
More politics. Black Mesa. Even though Dr. Jones is not here, so we're probably gonna get stuck or something. Vote. I want to see you active in the chat. I like my streams being active. Let's do this. Let's do this together like a family. Like a family of nations. Is that okay? We're at it. We locked in. Let me see. No one wants to be an ICE agent. ICE agents terrified as families disown them. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, Brittany Venti. Oh, I know this person. This is like a super conservative person, isn't it? Brittany Venti. The pitbull problem? What?
I'm noticing the discussion of pit bulls is coming back.
Okay, I don't care. Becoming white? Streamers are going broke? What is this? What is this content? The Twitch to degeneracy pipeline?
So that's the meta, just hurting old chops and just...
Okay, I've had enough. Cobra Cast. Nobody's voting. What happened? What is happening? Vladimir, why aren't you voting? Moho, Estelle. Simone, if Simone is still here. Greater ain't. What is happening in the chat that is not voting? Oh my god. Vote, come on. What is happening with my viewers? I'm too out of it today. No, you're not. No, you're not. Come on, Estelle. Estelle, come on. I'm gonna wait for at least one more vote. In the meantime, I'm gonna watch your favorite debater. Jovan. MAGA cannot handle the fact that he can defend Trump. No, let's do a topic. Actually. Because Trump is once again saying that it's Ukraine that is holding up the peace talks,
Even though Ukraine has been agreeing to a ceasefire, Ukraine has been giving a lot of concessions, Ukraine has been time and time again saying that it has agreed to many terms, even though it goes against Ukraine's interest. And Trump still says, you know what? It's Ukraine that is holding up the peace deal. It's not Russia does not want to cede anything. Russia that wants maximalist demands, maximum territory, maximum demilitarization, no NATO, no alliances. No, it's actually Ukraine that is holding up the peace deal, not Russia. Even though when asked directly, what concessions would Russia be doing in the peace deal, Trump just answered, it would not be attacking Ukraine anymore. And that is the concession that Russia would be giving to us all, especially to Ukraine. So it's ridiculous, it's silly, it's just, I have no idea how anybody is expected to buy that it's actually Ukraine that is blocking the peace negotiations. But, you know, whatever. It's not as if Russia is attacking Ukraine every day, bombarding Ukraine every day. It's not as if the situation with electricity is worse in Ukraine than ever before. Yes, it is. Let's see what the Polish Prime Minister has to say about this. There we go. It is Russia who rejected the peace plan proposed by the US, not Zelensky from Ukraine. The only Russian response were further missile attacks on Ukrainian cities. This is why the only solution is to strengthen pressure on Russia, and you all know it. Which is something that Donald Trump will never do. Donald Trump will never pressure Russia because the entire purpose behind the peace negotiations for Trump, and yes, there is a strategy here. Unlike Greenland, there is actually a type of strategy that is being put into the negotiation with Russia, and that is to put family members as business partners with Russia to get this war over with as fast as possible, no matter what type of peace it is. It doesn't matter if Ukraine has been thrown under the bus or not. It doesn't matter what Ukraine has to give up. It doesn't matter how much Ukraine has to demilitarize. That is not the point. The point is not even the peace itself for Trump. Like, it is nice for him to be able to say, I have finished, I have ended another conflict. While definitely that is a nice touch, that is a nice little thing that he will be able to say in speeches, that is not the main thing that he is looking for when it comes to ending this conflict. He does not care. What he does care about is Russia, Russia itself. And by Russia, when I say that he cares about Russia, I don't mean the country, I don't mean the citizens of Russia, I don't mean the well-being of Russia. I mean, he cares about the natural resources that Russia has at its disposal and that Trump can exploit via business deals. I specifically mean the rare earth minerals, the rare earths which Russia has 10% of the entire world's deposit of it, of those rare earth minerals, and only exports about 2%. Russia only exports about 2% of rare earths because Russia is not very good at excavating those, and Russia is not very good at refining them, which is why Trump hopes to do the deal of a lifetime with Russia, swoop in with big, manly US corporations, and begin excavation and refining of rare earth from Russia. 10% of world's reserve. But in order to do that, in order to be able to go to lucrative business deals, in order to profit, he has to get over the hurdle, which is the war in Ukraine. And so far, he has not been doing a very good job. Why? Because Russia has no incentive to stop. Russia wants it all. Russia wants to push. Russia does not want peace. Russia does not even want a ceasefire. And the US has no incentive to force Russia to make peace with Ukraine, because that would jeopardize future business deals. So we are at an impasse. Because so far Europe is not willing to do what it needs to do. The United States is all but locked in when it comes to wanting to do business with Russia. And therefore, it is logical that Trump will avoid placing any blame of the invasion or jeopardizing of ongoing peace talks on Putin, because again, that would put in danger any sort of future potential business deals, and will blame Ukraine for any failures in securing peace. There's a logic to it. There's a very cold and brutal logic to it. It is Russia who rejected the peace plan. The Polish Prime Minister's comments were an apparent response to statements made by Trump to the Reuters news agency. Trump said that Ukraine, not Russia, is holding us up a potential peace deal, rhetoric that stands in marked contrast of that of European allies who have consistently argued Moscow has little interest in ending its war in Ukraine, which, of course, Trump keeps saying that Russia absolutely wants to end the war. Putin, his good friend, wants to end the war. In an exclusive interview with the news agency in the Oval Office on Wednesday, Trump said Russian President Vladimir Putin is ready to wrap up his nearly 4-year-old invasion of Ukraine. Zelensky, the US president, said was more reticent. Yeah, it's always Ukraine's fault. It is always Ukraine's fault. No matter what happens, it is always Ukraine's fault. Trump, Putin ready. I think he's ready to make a deal, Trump said on the Russian president. I think Ukraine is less ready to make a deal. Because, again, Trump does not care what kind of peace will be achieved. Trump does not care if Ukraine will have to give up all of its security, territory, and what have you. Trump does not care about Ukraine. He cares about business with Russia. So, of course, Ukraine would not be ready to receive a peace deal that would be capitulation. And on the flip side, Russia is actually not ready to receive any type of peace plan that would not be capitulation. Because, again, Russia perceives this war as being won by it. Russia sees itself as the winning party. It does not have the incentive to end the conflict. The only way for Russia to end it is for Russia to be forced to end it. And Trump is not willing to do that. Asked why US-led negotiations had not yet resolved Europe's largest land conflict since World War II, Trump responded, Zelensky. It's all the fault of Zelensky because, of course, it doesn't matter how ridiculous Russia's demands are. It doesn't matter what Russia does. It doesn't matter what Russia says. It's always going to be the fault of Zelensky because, again, the US has plans with Russia and does not want to endanger them. Trump's comments suggested renewed frustration with the Ukrainian leader. The two presidents have long had a violative relationship. Through their interactions seem to have improved over Trump's first year back in office. At times, Trump has been more willing to accept Putin's assurances at face value than the leaders of some US allies, frustrating Kyiv, European capitals, and US lawmakers, including some Republicans. In December, Reuters reported that US intelligence reports continued to warn that Putin had not abandoned his aims of capturing all of Ukraine and reclaiming parts of Europe that belonged to the former Soviet Empire. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard disputed that report at the time. Zelensky is having a hard time getting there. After several fits and starts, US-led negotiations have been centered in recent weeks on security guarantees for a post-war Ukraine to ensure that Russia does not invade it again. After a potential peace deal, in broad terms, US negotiators have pushed Ukraine to abandon its eastern Donbas region as part of any accord with Russia. Some European officials have cast doubt on the likelihood of Putin agreeing to some terms recently hashed out by Kyiv, Washington, and European leaders. Asked why he believed Zelensky was holding back on negotiations, Trump did not elaborate, saying only, I just think he's, having a hard time getting there. So, no explanation, no justification, no elaboration. It's just the fault of Ukraine and Zelensky, no matter what. No matter what happens in these peace negotiations and no matter what Russia does, it is always going to be the fault of Ukraine. Because Trump will never really pressure Russia for real. He will not force Russia to agree to serious negotiations. That is the reality of the current peace talks about Ukraine. So it is up to Europe once again. But Europe is weak. Europe is not willing to do what it needs to do. We'll see. Europe has thankfully agreed to lend Ukraine the 90 billion. Ukraine is still in it. We'll see. I'm going to go back to Ukraine very soon to continue my interviews. We will see how things unfold. That is all that I have to say about that. I think I have laid out Trump's strategy for Ukraine and for Russia. I don't think I'm being ridiculous when I say all these things. Am I? What do you think? Am I being ridiculous? Any comments? Any questions? Oh, President Sunday. It was. So yeah. Yeah, you have questions? What are your questions, Estelle? Ask me your questions and I will answer them.
Started with some light. It's probably because I'm in Canada and it's not like a big topic here. But that makes sense. I'm not Canadian. Well, it's not Canadian. That's the thing. There are equivalent slurs in Canadian in Canadian.
I just beat a mission on the highest difficulty and with no light. I don't know what you're talking about. What mission and what light? I don't know what game. I'm allergic to people. I hate games that not allow you to see things. I hate that. I would hate that mission. I would hate it with a vengeance. I hate it when games think it's cute to make you fight and do things in the dark. In complete darkness. Oh yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot. What? What happened? Well, I hate it when games do that. What can I say? What can I say? You should play Valheim with me. We will play it over the weekend, hopefully, with all the other people. All right. Trump threatening the Insurrection Act. That's a thing. Holy moly. Trump threatens to use military over Minnesota anti-ICE protests. What a situation we have found ourselves in, huh? Threat comes after weeks of Trump deriding state Democrats Somalis. A Reuters Ipsos survey finds Republicans are split on aggressive law enforcement. Soldiers have been deployed in U.S. 30 times since Insurrection Act of 1807. Oh my gosh. So we're finding ourselves in a situation in which ICE are murdering citizens. People are protesting against ICE, and Trump is going to just enter with the military, I guess. He's just going to say, yeah, if you're going to go against my little agents, then we're going down because I'm just going to send in even tougher agents. Okay, I'm going to send in the military to deal with you protesters. Okay, and then you're not going to be able to protest anymore. And ICE will be able to do whatever it wants. Even though, technically speaking, it should not be able to do whatever it wants because it only has authority to check if somebody is a legal citizen or not. They don't have the authority to arrest anybody. They don't have the authority to apprehend anybody. They don't have any of that authority, and yet they have been acting as if they did. I have been seeing several videos of ICE agents just knocking on somebody's door and saying, okay, we're looking for this guy. You're gonna let us in. And since people are wising up to the fact that ICE basically actually legally cannot do anything, people started responding with, okay, come back with a warrant. Come back with a search warrant. I'm not gonna let you in. I don't agree for you to do anything, okay? And ICE would then switch to threatening the person. Oh, you're not gonna let us in? Well, we're gonna get a warrant, but once we get a warrant, you're gonna be under arrest for obstruction, as if asking for a warrant was a form of obstruction. Actually, no, it's not. Asking for a warrant is not a form of obstruction, okay? You cannot get arrested for that. But yeah, even though that is the case, it will not stop an ICE agent from basically trying to threaten a citizen by saying, yeah, you're gonna get arrested. If I have to come back here with a warrant, everybody here is going to get arrested, which is insane. ICE is just acting with impunity, with its raids, with its harassments of people on the street, sometimes in their homes. So of course there will be anti-ICE protests, of course. And that brings us to President Donald Trump threatened on Thursday to invoke the Insurrection Act to deploy military forces in Minnesota after days of angry protests over a surge in immigration agents on the streets of Minneapolis. Confrontations between residents and federal officers have become increasingly tense after an immigration and custom enforcement agent fatally shot a U.S. citizen, Renee Good, in a car 8 days ago in Minneapolis, and the protests have spread to other cities. Good. Like, people should be protesting this. It should not be just... It should be considered completely unacceptable for an ICE agent to just be able to murder U.S. citizens. I don't think it's a very controversial statement by me, is it? It should not be allowed. Especially, once again, I have to remind you, and let's be honest, shooting citizens should not be allowed by police either, but ICE is not police. ICE is not allowed to apprehend citizens, arrest citizens, and do any of those things that it's doing. It's not allowed to. Trump's latest threat came a few hours after an immigration officer shot a Venezuelan man who the government said was fleeing after agents tried to stop his vehicle in Minneapolis. The man was wounded in the leg. This is becoming a little bit of a weird theme, that ICE is just murdering people in their cars, isn't it? If the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators and insurrectionists from attacking the patriots of ICE who are only trying to do their job, I will institute the Insurrection Act, Trump wrote on social media. Translation: my private police can do whatever it wants. If anybody wants to complain, if anybody wants to protest, I will send in the military. That is the direct translation of what he said on the socials. Trump, a Republican, has for weeks derided the state's Democratic leaders and called peoples of Somali origin their garbage, who should be thrown out of the country. Classy calling people garbage. He has already sent nearly 3,000 federal officers to the Minneapolis area who have carried guns through the city's icy streets, wearing military-style camouflage gear and masks that hide their faces. Because I guess that is what the United States is just moving towards, becoming a police state. That is exactly what I had hoped for the United States at the end of last year, at the beginning of this year. That the United States would surely become a police state. They have been met day and night by loud and often angry protests by residents, some blowing whistles or banging tambourines. On Wednesday's night, crowds of residents gathered near the area where the Venezuelan man was shot. Some shouted in protest, and federal officers ignited flashbang grenades and released clouds of tear gas. Because, of course, if you're gonna protest against Trump's secret police that started murdering citizens, then you're gonna be met with consequences. Later, after most of the residents had been dispersed, a small group vandalized a car they believed belonged to the federal officers. One person daubing it with red graffiti saying, "Hang Christy Noam," in reference to the Homeland Security Secretary who oversees ICE. Since the surge began, agents have arrested both immigrants and protesters, which ICE has no jurisdiction. ICE cannot arrest citizens. ICE cannot handle crowd control. ICE is not authorized to handle protests. Again, I would like to remind you that. That is not ICE's job. At times, smashing windows and pulling people from their cars. They have been shouted at for stopping Black and Latino U.S. citizens to demand identification, which is also not something that they can just do. Treated like an animal. The Trump administration and Minnesota leaders have each blamed the other for stoking anger and violence. In one incident that captured public attention, U.S. citizen Aliyah Rahman was grabbed and dragged from her car by masked immigration officers on Tuesday near the site where Good was killed. They don't have the authority to do that. It goes without saying. She said in a statement to Reuters that the agents dragged me from my car and bound me like an animal, even after I told them that I was disabled. Rahman said she asked for a doctor repeatedly once taken into ICE custody. ICE has no authority to take citizens into custody, but was instead taken to a detention center. She lost consciousness in a cell and was then taken to a hospital, she said. In response to a request for comment, a U.S. Department of Homeland Security a spokesperson said an agitator ignored an officer's commands to move her vehicle away from the scene of an enforcement action and was arrested for obstruction. ICE cannot arrest citizens. So yeah. Even Trump supporters are divided. An Insurrection Act of 1807 is a law allowing the president to deploy the military or federalized soldiers in a state's National Guard to quell rebellion, an exception to laws that prohibit soldiers being used in civil or criminal law enforcement. Is that a rebellion? I guess rebelling against Trump's private police is a kind of rebellion. It has been used 30 times in U.S. history, according to New York University Brennan Center for Justice. The Supreme Court has ruled that the president alone can determine if the act's conditions have been met. Trump has already taken the unusual step of federalizing National Guard soldiers to help with immigration law enforcement in Democratic-run cities over the objections of state governors, including in Los Angeles last year, which a judge ruled in December was unconstitutional. Trump's aggressive moves in Minnesota have divided his supporters. 59% of Republicans favored a policy prioritizing arrests by immigration officers, even if people get hurt. Again, ICE has no jurisdiction to arrest citizens. They are not the police. While 39% said officers should focus on not harming people, even if it means fewer arrests, according to a Reuters Ipsos survey. There you go. Trump has formed his little private police, which he uses to brutalize citizens and immigrants alike. If people should not agree with what he's doing, he will send in the military. It's clear as day what's happening here. It's very transparent. It's not very subtle. It is very sad to see the United States turning into a police state, but you know, it happens. It can happen here, is what I'm going to end this segment on. It can happen here. There is no country immune to this sort of thing happening. We are witnessing it happen in real time, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we are watching all of this unfold in real time. Questions? Do you have any questions about my opinions on ICE and its enforcement of the rules of the law? Do you have any questions for me in that regard? Donald Trump has decided that The United States cannot be the police of the world anymore. Instead, the United States should be the bully of the world, including bullying its own citizens. How quaint. How very interesting. What do you know? It is what it is. I guess we have to get used to things getting incrementally worse. All is for the best in the best of all worlds. I so agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. All right. I guess we've streamed for like 3 hours. I've done topics, I've done politics, I've done gaming, so I guess I will rate you to somebody. I guess it's time to end stream. Isn't it? I'll rate you to President Sunday, okay? I've been rated by President Sunday, so I will rate you to President Sunday instead, okay? There you go. See you tomorrow, which is today. Bye-bye.